Hi everyone, I have something to read to you. Inclusive capitalism. What is inclusive capitalism? Inclusive capitalism is a means by which people who have accumulated obscene amounts of wealth under the auspices of free trade and are hoarding those resources in the face of great global suffering extend the pretense of an invitation to the common man to join them in their collective psychopathy. Now, please don't get me wrong, this isn't a takedown of capitalism in favor of communism, nor a takedown of communism in favor of capitalism. I, in all my obscene naivety, would prefer a world entirely without money. And just in case there's any clarification required, that is not a plug for digital currency. You'll also be grateful to know that this is not a defining treatise on small self-sufficient communities, because that, for all its worthiness, would be hard to make entertaining. What it is a plea for people to hone in on the pivotal word in my introduction. Inclusive capitalism is a means by which people who have accumulated obscene amounts of wealth extend the pretense of an invitation to the common man to join them. Regardless of what sort of system you favor in respect of the theorization of trade and distribution of assets, there is nothing of value in pretense. The Coalition for Inclusive Capitalism, on their homepage, quotes the CEO of State Street, Ronald O'Hanley, as saying, "We are witnessing a historic shift in our economies as more businesses derive greater value from intangible rather than tangible assets. Measuring these intangibles is both important and notoriously difficult. That is why we applaud the Coalition for Inclusive Capitalism for bringing together key stakeholders." The important words here are intangible rather than tangible assets, measuring these intangibles, and key stakeholders. So, to sidestep the evasion, inclusive capitalism is an invitation to trade in data and to gamble on the outcomes of the insight that that data affords you. This is what people mean when they say data is the new oil. So what's the problem with that, you may ask? I know you wouldn't actually, but if I didn't address the question, then this would be a very short presentation indeed. So let's start with the fact that the accumulation of data by anyone's definition is an invasion of privacy. We already endure forced exposure through the accumulation of data to what artificial intelligence, which is not really intelligence, and we should stop calling it that. It's the prediction of computer-coded algorithms designed by humans, an algebraic equation where the unknown variable is derived from analysis of your voice, from the content of your conversations, the tracking of your eye movements, from what you have searched for, etc. This variable is then inserted into the algebraic equation, and hey presto, you are bombarded with adverts for whatever fleeting thought you last had about anything from toothpaste to Jordan Peterson. We all talk about echo chambers that are social constructs based on people's choice to listen to or surround themselves only with other people who agree with their perspective on any given topic. But we're also aware that algorithms on platforms like Facebook increasingly work to ensure that people who speak out, for instance, say about Agenda 2030, are only having their posts shown to other people who already agree with them. This is an intentional manipulation of communication based on an outcome that is desired by a governing force. And obviously it's a gross invasion of our privacy while denying all the people who don't want to listen to our dulcet tones the exquisite pleasure of pressing the block button. In this way, the use of our data not only shapes individual behavior, but it shapes the growth, or I might argue degradation, of society. When this is extended to trade and people are advertised to on the back of algorithmic guesses regarding what they might be persuaded to purchase, they are not only victims of an invasion of privacy, they are victims of an algorithmic echo chamber, which is shaping the external input that they're exposed to and reinforcing whatever beliefs the algorithms perceive them to have, thereby limiting their horizons by minimizing the opportunity that they will, as occurs in the normal passage of conversation, be exposed to, God forbid, variety. Having enticed you to engage in the practice of harvesting data on your customers, they want you to sell that data to big corporations so that big corporations can engage in pumping the harvest through algorithms that they hope will best benefit big business, not only by the direct investment of capital into outcomes that artificial intelligence predicts will be profitable, but also in ways that will shape society to ensure that this will continue to be the case. Having done this, they then want to gamble on the outcomes. So, as Julianne Romanello so beautifully metaphorized, and you know how much I love a good metaphor, they are playing fantasy football and we are the players. So, back to the Coalition for Inclusive Capitalism, who themselves define inclusive capitalism as producing equitable and sustainable growth that empowers others and that addresses society's needs. Empowering everyone to partake in the economic system in a responsible way and to be fairly rewarded for their effort. A means by which every individual is able to reach for and realize opportunity, irrespective of criteria such as socio-economic background, gender, ethnicity, religion, or age. Ensuring that one generation does not realize near-term gains at the cost of future generations, nor one actor unfairly garner benefits at the expense of others. Producing equitable and sustainable growth is about data harvesting. The idea is that we all have access to data that we can sell. Empowering everyone to partake in the economic system is about data harvesting, meaning that every individual is able to reach for and realize opportunity irrespective of criteria such as socio-economic background, gender, ethnicity, religion, or age, is about, you guessed it, data harvesting. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from, you too can sell your soul. Ensuring that one generation doesn't realize near-time gains at the expense of future generations is actually about carbon credits, but you'll be happy to hear that they will be apportioned on the back of data harvesting. So now that we understand what inclusive capitalism is actually about, why do I say that the big corporations are offering the pretense of an invitation to join them in becoming obscenely wealthy? Well, because they don't intend for you to become obscenely wealthy. In fact, their intent, which you may have heard 100 times before, is for you to own nothing, which is true, and be happy, which is to them irrelevant. They're not inviting you to participate so that you too can fly around in private jets, while the ordinary man is limited to a ride in a self-driving car that exceeds no more than 20 miles. They want to steal the last asset that you have. They don't intend to take your data and make you wealthy. They intend to take your data and put it through algorithms designed to steal your trade. They want to know what your customers are buying so that they can better target them with their own advertising. They want to understand your customer better so that they can construct better algorithms to shape the behavior of your customer in ways that cut you out of the equation. So, in conclusion, inclusive capitalism is a means by which people who have hoarded obscene amounts of resources, did I mention hungry children, who long ago realized that when they have finished forcing everyone to buy electric cars and smart gadgets, that they will have run out of tangible products to sell, real stuff. So inclusive capitalism is a means by which they will trade in intangible products, things that don't really exist, the outcomes of equations. And they need your data so that they can put you out of business more effectively. Thank you for listening. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. I love you. Bye.